Are you tired of getting recommended same thriller books again and again, like this one, and also Frida's book? I mean, no offense to these books, but they are like everywhere. So I've got 10 books which you should absolutely, consider to read if you want, something fresh, tense, and, a little off the beaten path. So yeah, for each book, I'll give you, short synopsis, the Goodreads rating, and, tell you why it's underrated and, why you should read it. Also, let me know how many books from this list have you read. Let me know in down in the comment section. And yeah, let's jump in. Okay, so I've got my list, and yeah, the first book is The Good Son by You-Jeong, and it's got Goodreads rating around 3.7, and it's about Eugene who wakes up, one morning in his apartment to, find his mother lying dead on the floor, and he has, no clear memory of what happened the previous night, and suffers from, seizures and, memory blackouts. And as, police and neighbors, probe in, Eugene, must reconstruct the, missing hours and, confront dark impressions of himself. Like, did he, commit the crime, or is he, being framed? And as he, digs deeper into, family secrets, abuse, and, the unreliable memories, which, twist the truth into, something terrifying. So yeah, I feel like it's super underrated. Be Also because it's like Korean to, English translated, which I feel like, sometimes, slip past mainstream uh Western buzz, which being despite being, of its, brilliant storytelling. And you should, definitely read it if you want, and if you want like something intimate, claustrophobic psychological thriller that plays with, memory and, identity. So yeah, definitely check this one out. Okay, so the second one is House of Smoke by J. Freedman, and it's got good rates rating around 3.5. And it's about this former, detective Kate, who is, asked to look into the suspicious, death of a young person, connected to a powerful family whose, wealth, comes from offshore industry and, hidden deals. So Kate's, investigation peels back, layers of influence like, corporate deception, hush money, and, dangerous family secrets. And, as she, gets closer to the truth, powerful people, who, move to, protect themselves. And, then, Kate must, decide how far she is willing to go. And yeah, it's also one of the underrated novels I read this year, and I feel like because of its marketing, I felt like it's, super underrated, and you should, definitely read it. If you are, into, morally complex, modern thrillers, which the story which is anchored by, systematic corruption. You've got a gutsy, investigator, and the story also got a, gritty realism about it. So yeah, definitely, read this one. Third one is Hunters in the Dark by Lauren Osborne. It's got 3.7 rating, and the story is set in, Cambodia, where two men are around, middle-aged. One is English lecturer, and, other one is his younger companion. So they become, both of them become lost in a jungle after a car breakdown, and, with supplies dwindling down and with, help distant, what, begins as a, survival becomes an, like an inward journey into paranoia, temptation, and, moral compromise. So yeah, they encounter, strange encounters, like shifting loyalties, and, the oppressive wilderness force them to, confront who they are when society rules, falls away. So yeah, the setting and the mood are as important as the plot, and, it, making the, jungle itself a character. So this is also again a super underrated one. Like literary leaning thrillers don't, always, sorry, register on mass market. So mass market as a, page turner list. So yeah, you should definitely read it if you want, atmosphere, existential, tension, and, slow burn psychological suspense, rather than pure procedural, thrills. So yeah. This felt quite different, so yeah, definitely read this one. The fourth one is The Unsuspected by Charlotte Armstrong, and it's got Goodreads rating around 3.7, and it's set in, 1940s, where a theater director, becomes wrapped up in a string of, apparent suicides and, strange happenings around the circle. So a loyal secretary and a cast of eccentric characters lead to, layers of deception and misdirection and, hidden motives in this story. And as, secret surfaces, every, friendly face could be, hiding darker intentions, like super classic, suspense where social niceties mask dangerous obsessions. So definitely underrated one. It's like a classic thriller which gets overshadowed by modern releases despite being seminal to the genre. So yeah, you should definitely read this, because if you are a fan of golden age suspense, like tight plotting, period atmosphere, and clever twists, then you should definitely check this one out. The fifth one is The Cipher by Isabel. The Goodreads rating is around 4.1, and it's about this, FBI agent, Nina, who is, still recovering from an early, serial killer case when a new, killer appears, leaving, intricate ciphers and, taunting clues. And as the, body count, rises and public pressures, mount, so Nina, must decode puzzle and follow cold trails, while, battling personal trauma and, threats to her, own life. So like the case, soon, the case, reveals layers of, obsession, cunning plans, and, and a killer who sees, violence as a game. So, yeah, which forces Nina to, outsmart someone playing at a, deadly intellectual chess, like a chess match. So, yeah, super underrated. Strong book, which hasn't, saturated the best of uh, like the best of lists, the way other serial killer, procedurals have. And you should, definitely read it if you love, Cody, like cat and mouse procedurals, and, with a resilient female lead and, also a tight pacing. So the story and, the pacing of the book was also quite good. So definitely check this one out. Okay, sixth book on the list is I Am Watching You by Teresa, and the Goodreads rating is around 3.9, so almost 4, and it's got a quite interesting synopsis. So, listen. A commuter overhears a chilling conversation on a night train between two teenage boys and a man, and she leaves the scene, but later learns one of the teens is missing. So consumed by guilt, she becomes entangled in the search as secret spills out, suspicion spreads out, and every small action becomes loaded with danger. And the story alternates viewpoints, like from the witness, family members, investigators, which creates the like rising dread as the truth inches forward. Again, a super underrated novel, and like it's known, but it's not as hyped as many emotionally driven suspense novels, which they deserve. So yeah, you should definitely read it. It's excellent if you prefer character driven tensions, multiple perspectives, and slow build emotional suspense over gore. So yeah, to definitely check it out. And the seventh on the list is The Poison Thread by Laura Purcell, and Goodreads rating is quite, around again 3.5, I think. And yeah, the synopsis of this is, it's the story is, set between the, present and a grim past, where a, wealthy woman, becomes obsessed with a prison visitor story and, the strange tragic events tied to a, local family and a possible poisoning legacy. The plot, weaves historical hints, creepy relics, and the slow revelation of an old betrayal that, bleeds into the present. It's got, gothic atmospheres, creepy institutions, and the idea of old crimes resurfacing fuel the suspense. So Yeah, it's again underrated one. It's genre blending like gothic plus thriller, which means it can, slip past readers looking for, straight modern thrillers. So yeah, you should, definitely read it if you love, unsettling atmospheres, historical dark secrets, and, layered psychological dread. So yeah, do check it out. Okay, so the next book on the list is The Trap. Uh, I won't pronounce the author's name. I will butcher it. So the Goodread rating is around 3.5, and the synopsis is like, after visiting her sister's murder years ago, a woman, retreats from the world. Then, one night she spots someone on television who might be the man connected to that crime. So she, engineers a trap, like pulling herself out of, hiding to lure him, and which, only to find herself deeper into a dangerous mind game with unexpected consequences. And the novel plays with obsession, revenge, and the terrible price of confronting a violent past. So yeah, I felt like it's underrated because of the, international author and translation, which can, limit mainstream English market exposure. So, yeah, you should definitely read it. It's got, tight psychological tension, stalking, thriller elements, and, smart, twisty uh, plotting for, readers who like, slow, claustrophobic traits. So, yeah, do check it out. The last two on the list, number nine is Boy Nine Missing by Nic Joseph, and it's got Goodreads rating around 3.8. And it's about this, story where a child, dies under, suspicious circumstances at a dinner party in the, early 90s. So yeah, decades later, another 9-year-old, vanishes in the same community. So like the narratives move between past and present, and as a detective and the community attempts to connect the threads between these two cases, uh, like family secrets, betrayals, and the echo of past violence creates a tense layered mystery about how earlier sins ripple into the future. So yeah, I love this one. Uh, it's got a strong premise. Felt like again it was less on the marketing side as compared to the larger thriller franchises. So yeah, do check it out. It's great for readers who appreciate emotional interwoven timelines and mysteries that hinge on human relationships rather than pure shock value. So yeah, do check it out. And then last but not the least, we got The Lost Ones by Sheena Kamal. It's got Goodreads rating around 3.3, a bit on lower side, but do check it out. You might find it, interesting. It's about this former detective Nora Watts, which is, pulled into a search for a missing teenage girl who might be, her adopted daughter. So the investigation leads into the margins of society, like homelessness, trafficking, indigenous communities, and exposing systematic failures. So, as a protagonist like Nora, who hunts and she discovers, painful truths that challenge her assumptions and force tough moral choices. So, yeah, the book blends a gritty missing person case with social commentary and personal stakes. So yeah, again, I like this one. It got this mix of a social theme with genre thrills. Some readers overlook it if they expect pure escapism. So yeah, do check it out. If you are a if you want a thriller that socially aware, emotionally grounded, and and it's driven by real world stakes. So yeah, this one balances heart and suspense quite beautifully. So yeah, this was the last one, and that's your full top 10 list of underrated thrillers, each with a full synopsis, Goodreads rating, and telling you why it's underrated and why you should try it. So do let me know if you have read any of this book, which book you liked it, which one surprised you. Do let me know down in the comment section. And if you want a follow-up video, I can do a, honorable mention or, dig into each book with mini reviews, that sort of stuff. So yeah, Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this list, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.